this is tangentially about children, but I think in an okay way.
Just tried to, yeah, okay.
No, I agree. Believe me, I agree with you. I have enough problems, and my oldest one's 6. You both have a perspective on war that a lot of people don't. You're married to men who are commanders of forces or oversee them. Mrs. McCain, in your case, you have 2 sons, one who's been in harm's way and one who may well. I'm just wondering what that's like. I think a lot of people have people in the service. How do you cope? I don't like that word, but how do you cope really knowing your sons are possibly in harm's way and trying to support your husband as he makes these critical decisions?
Well, as you know, Governor Palin also has a son who's about to deploy September 11th. It's not about coping. Both of my sons made a choice to do this. I'm also a mother, so of course I worry, and I would worry if they crossed the street. So it's not that's just what I do. But I'm so proud of them, and they had every option in the world to do whatever they wanted, and they chose this. And I would encourage anyone who has never been to a ceremony of when these troops come home or when they leave to go. You don't have to be a member of a family to go, because these are proud young men and women, and they are the finest America has to offer. So I console myself on the nights when I am worried with the fact that I know that they're the best trained, the best equipped, and absolutely the best forces we've ever had.
Mm-hmm. Mrs. Bush, being married to a commander-in-chief, Lincoln used to say, I go to my knees because I don't have any place else to go. President Roosevelt had sons in the military. When he comes home, is it just, do you not talk about it? Does he talk about it?
No, of course we talk about it, and that is by far the most difficult decision a president ever makes, and that is to send our troops into harm's way. And it's a burden of worry on the president and on the president's family, as well as on every single family who have a loved one in the military, every single day, every single minute. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's just a fact of life. That's how it is. And, on the other hand, do I think it was the right thing to do? Absolutely. And we're seeing some good results. We just saw Anwar Province turned over back to the Iraqis, and I think that's really good. I visited with women in Afghanistan who can walk on the road and have jobs and go to school and do all the things they were not allowed to do under the Taliban. And is it tough? Absolutely. It's very tough. But Americans can do things that are hard. And is it hard on the commander-in-chief? Harder on him, I think, than on anyone else, except for, of course, the families who are also involved.
Did it help that the president's father had been in the same position, do you think?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know about that. I don't know if if you can practice for that. I don't know if there's a way you can practice for the coping, as you say, that you have to do. There's no doubt about that. But yeah, I mean, I can remember when President Bush, when watching television in Dallas, when the U.S. went in to liberate Kuwait. I can remember that. I can remember how worried he was, how worried, sick he was about it. And so I think, John McCain is certainly a student of history. I mean, he's lived through very, very historical times himself as a character in history. It's something that, the results of another conflict. And he knows, and I think anybody who's running for this office knows, that those are the kind of challenges you may have to face. We didn't expect that. We never expected that. Both of us thought that we would have a time of almost total domestic issues, and those would be the big issues. The Cold War was over. The Central European countries were liberated from the Soviet Union. That's just what we thought it would be. But one thing and I know John McCain knows this, is when you are running for this job, you don't know what's going to happen, but you know things are going to happen.
Right.
And you have to be prepared, and he is prepared. And I think that's what makes him by far the the candidate that everyone ought to support.